Good day everyone! Today we will tackle about Rizal left for Spain. And before anything else, I am T. Andres from BSN English 3B. Why Rizal left for Spain? Impelled by his desire to learn to perfect himself and to become more useful to his people, Rizal left home and country and one day Europe in order to educate himself. According to Dr. Trinidad H. Pardo P. Tavera, he was not moved by the wish to have a good time and enjoy life. The secret departure of Rizal. Rizal's departure for Spain was kept in utmost secrecy. Even his parents and sisters were not informed about it until his ship has lifted its anchor. He left Calamba by Caromata in the early morning of May 1, 1882 and reached Manila after 10 hours of travel. His travel passport, issued in the name of Jose Mercado, was ready on May 3rd. He woke up early, heard Mass at Santo Domingo Church in Intramuros, and then proceeded to the Pasig River to board his boat. Those who saw him were his brother Pasiano, who gave him some money, Saturnina a diamond ring, Uncle Antonio, and few of his close friends. He carried with him good recommendation from the Ateneo authorities to the Jesuit fathers in Barcelona. Rizal was almost 21 years old on the day he left. At his tender age, he was deeply touched at the moment of his parting from his family, friends, and loved ones. Tears welled from his eyes as the SS or Salvadora sailed further away from Manila. He wrote in his diary, "My country, my love, my people, I leave you now. You disappear, I lost sight of you." His fellow passengers were foreign travelers and a few Spanish traders, students, and laborers returning to Spain. He wrote in his diary, "Almost all of those men, speaking of Spanish, spoke in all the country to which they had gone for pecuniary reasons." At the end of the one-week sailing, the Salvador reached Singapore. Rizal was so impressed by its progress, its clean and beautiful scenery. In his 2 days left over in Singapore, he visited some historic places like the Botanical Garden, art galleries, and parks, and wrote in his diary. From Singapore, Rizal boarded the Jenna, a French ship, which was better than the Salvador, which was sailing to Europe. Most of the passengers were French-speaking nationals. He spoke French with gesticulation to some passengers to be understood. The steamer made stop off Point de Galle, Colombo, Suez, Naples, and Marseille. Naples, an Italian city, impressed him because of its business activity, its gay and lively people indicative of life and energy, and the lovely panoramic scenery. On June 12, the ship docked at the French harbor of Marseille. His brief journey in Marseille was a part of exciting experiences. He took the train for Barcelona, arriving there on June 16, 1882.
Hi everyone, I'm Rizal Gachela. In Barcelona. Barcelona is the city of Catalunya, Spain's second largest city. His impression of the city was a sweet place where freedom and liberalism were enjoyed by its people. While in Barcelona, he met some of his schoolmates at the Ateneo who gave him warm welcome. They even invited him to take a walk in the park and visited historical spots. He was amused at the famous street Las Ramblas in Barcelona. Rizal spent his time writing letters to his family, relatives, and friends. He also wrote nationalistic articles, Love of Country, Amor Patria, and Proverbs, Los Viajes, were specially written for Dialog Tagalog of Manila. Love of country, I was well liked by his countrymen, for in it, Rizal held fast to his idea that the Philippines, not Spain, was the Filipinos' own country. In September 1882, Rizal transferred to the Spanish capital in order to continue his medical studies. In the famous Central University of Madrid, he enrolled in 2 courses in medicine and in philosophy and letters. Aside from his hectic academic schedule in the university, his other activities included taking lessons and painting and sculpture at the Academy of San Fernando, hearing lectures sponsored by the university, attending classes in French and German, practicing fencing and shooting at the Hall of Arms of Sants and Cardinal. He attended operas and concerts to enhance knowledge and taste of fine music, visited art galleries and museums, and read a variety of books to broaden his actual background and perspective. From Madrid, he wrote his father on October 28, 1883, in which Rizal stated, "I remember having told you in my former letter that from 8 o'clock in the morning until 8:15 at night, I have classes except for half an hour which I use for lunch. That is, from 2:30 to 3 in the afternoon, the gymnasium is doing me good." In the Spanish capital, Rizal met and associated with other Filipino students who formed the Spanish-Filipino Circle. He also wrote articles for its magazine. The members of the association requested Rizal to write a poem, and this was entitled "Mi Fidel Versus." The translation from Spanish to English was by Charles A. Derbyshire. These young Filipinos used to meet and gather at the home of Don Pablo Ortega and Rey, former mayor of Manila during Governor Carlos de la Torre's regime. Rizal used to visit the home of Don Pablo Ortega and Rey on Saturday evenings and with other Filipino students, played certain games for amusement and laughter, and with his 2 daughters, Consuelo and Pilar, the spark of love smiled, a rush of heart by Consuelo's refined manners and love the same was awaked. Occasionally, Rizal gave her fresh flowers, which she affectionately cherished because of her and attachment to Leonor Rivera. He suppressed his emotions and did not allow the feelings he had for Consuelo. Before he left the city inside the summer of 1883, he wrote a poem dedicated to Consuelo Ortega.
Good day everyone, my name is Francis A. Tandoyan. Rizal joined Masonry. In Spain, Rizal was exposed to liberal ideas and cultural influences postulating the maximum individual freedom of action, especially on matters of personal belief and expression. Being young and idealistic, he was really impressed by the way Spanish Masons spoke and progressive ideas and values befitting of freedom. It is believed that he joined Masonry for 2 influential reasons. The first one is the abuse committed by friars against the Filipino people, and the second one is the possible help the Masons could extend as a protective shield to use in his fight against all forces of the tyranny and spoliation. Rizal's admiration for Luna and Hidalgo. The year 1884 was particularly important in Philippine history in the field of painting because that was the year the 2 Indies won the afternoon of the Spanish art establishment. Further, 2 Indies won the attention of the Spanish art establishment for their 2 entries in the Madrigal Exposition of Fine Arts, where both Juan Luna and Felix Resurrection Hidalgo won stunning honors of their country. Luna's painting, The Espoliarium, was awarded first prize and a gold medal, while Hidalgo's Christian Virgin, exposed to the populace and earned a silver medal. To commemorate the triumphant event, the community in that city is tendered a fraternal banquet and rousing welcome to the two honored artists at Cafe Ingles on June 25, 1884. So Rizal, who was the main speaker of the occasion, made a short allusion to the Spanish friars in the Philippines as the enemies of progress. As part of his speech, he assailed with refined sarcasm the bigotry and blindness of some unworthy Spaniards in the Philippines. Rafael Palma observed that with his speech, Rizal launched a first attack that naturally produced alarm in the Philippines. He had alluded to the powerful religious corporation of his country, and they would not forgive him for the insolent allusion. The speech was novel and daring. Spain had been made to believe that the Philippines was happy Arcadia, where the Indies lived contented and submissive under the aegis of the missionary. And now this young little student of medicine, this vulgar mysticilio, revealed that his country, humanity, was subjected to brute force, that reason and aspirations are in open fight with prejudice, fanaticism, and injustice. Rizal finished the two courses in medicine and in philosophy and Latin. He now thought of specializing in ophthalmology either in England or in Germany. This plan was readily concurred in by his brother Pashan. He finished his medical education in June 1884 and was given his degree of licentiate until 1887 because he did not have money to pay for the diploma and the degree when the school year ended in 1884.
So my name is Myra Abad Aba from DSNCP. Rizal defends thesis for philosophy and letters degree. When he graduated from the Central University of Madrid with a degree of Philosophy and Letters, June 19, 1885, Professor Miguel D. Unamuno, the Spanish political writer and scholar, who was Rizal's sponsor when he wore the gown. When the time came for Rizal to read his thesis, the examiners composed of learned men of Spain were surprised to hear that his subject was the error in the translation of angel songs over Bethlehem and Nativity. Rizal, in a voice that could have been distinct in a crowd of any sizes, began his discussion by pointing out the error in the translation of angel's message. He said, in the translation of the church, the message is given as of goodwill. According to the original Hebrew, the message should run glory to God in the highest on earth, peace to all men, goodwill. Rizal discussed his subject and answered questions directed to him by the most learned men with profound knowledge of Madrid and Barcelona for almost 1 hour. After the oral examination, he came out triumphant, was highly praised by the professor examiners, and the seventh man of profound and extensive learning in the university. Rizal completed his study in philosophy and letters and was awarded of the degree of licentiate in philosophy and letters by the Universidad Central de Madrid on June 19, 1885. During his 24th birthday, his scholastic grade was excellent.
They asked me for verses. You bid me now to strike the lyre, that mute and torn so long has slain, and yet I cannot wake the strain, nor will the muse one note inspire. Coldly it shakes in accents dire, as if my soul itself stirring, and when its sound seems but to fling, address at its own low lament, so in sad isolation pent, my soul can neither feel nor sing. There was a time a taste too true, but that time long ago has passed, when upon me the muse had cast indulgent smile and friendships drew. But of that age now all too few, the thoughts that with me yet will stay, as from the hours of vista lay, There linger mysterious notes, and our minds the memory floats mysteriously in music gay. A plant I am the scarcely grown was torn from out its eastern bed, where all around perfume is shed, and life but as a dream is known, the land that I can call my own, be my forgotten ne'er to be. Where thrilling birds their song tell of me, and cascades with their kissless roar, and all along the spreading shore, the murmurs of the sounding sea. While yet in childhood's happy day, I learned upon its suns to smile, and my breast there seems the while, setting volcanic fires to play. A heart I was, my wish always, to call upon the fleeting wind. Go forth and spread around this flame, F to zone with glad acclaim, and earth to heaven together bind. But eight I left, and now no more like a tree that is broken in sere. My natal gods bring the echo clear of songs that in past times they bore. Wide seas I crossed to foreign shore with hope of change and utter fate. My folly was made clear too late. In the place of good I saw the seas revealed unto naught, but made that spectre on me wait. All these fond fancies that were mine, all love, all feeling, all emprised, were left beneath the sunny skies, which over that flower region shine, so press no more that plea of time. For songs of love from out of a heart that coldly lies a thing apart, since now with tortured soul I have, as unresting over the desert waste, and lifeless gone is all the art.
That would be all. Thank you for watching and I hope you learned from us. Bye!